Turn on that cactus light. The Arizona Diamondbacks are once again undefeated since Damon returned to the show, and I have no idea how they did it tonight. Somehow their pitching got the job done, and we're going to talk about Merrill Kelly and Justin Martinez. Very rocky 8th and 9th inning here in 30 seconds. Don't you go anywhere. Another edition of the PHNX Diamondbacks show right here on PHNX. My name is Derek Montia, occasionally known as your mayor of PHNX, and I'm joined by the human rabbit's foot over here, known as Damon Farrell on the ones and twos. Damon Dawg remains undefeated as part of this show, and I don't know, maybe he should go on the road trips with this team. I can't really explain what we saw tonight. The Diamondbacks had themselves quite the game, quite the exciting game where they won against the Atlanta Braves by a score of 2-1, taking this series and now going potentially for the S word tomorrow. I'm not going to actually say the S word, but you guys know what S word I mean. Welcome in to all of you. Get in here. It's great to see you guys here in the chat. We are undefeated in June. We've turned things around, and all of a sudden the Diamondbacks look like the team that we come to know and love, right? This team, things aren't always easy. It gets a little tense, a little dramatic, but at the end of the day, they got the win. And of course, this show is brought to you by our friends at Bet365 and Game Time. You can win too by using our code of PHNX365 over at Bet365. You'll get yourself $150 in bonus bets as a new customer. Of course, you can also go over to Game Time and use our code of PHNX, and you will get $20 off your first order. The Diamondbacks improve to 30-31, and I don't know if it's time to send Ketel, Marte up the mountain, Damon. I don't even know if we still have that amazing little video, but if we do, I mean, I'm always down to send him up.
We will get him in a second. It also muted you for a half second because it does that weird thing where it just automatically mutes when it doesn't have the video. Fun times.
I'm upset about that. I told you guys I was going to
reminder of the old days.
Yeah, it's good old days. Good old days of your assets never being actually linked here in Ecamm. But the Diamondbacks, again, improved to 30-31, and so far, the month of June has been much better than the month of May for this team. The Diamondbacks, in fact, have won 3 straight games. They are on what we knew at one time as a winning streak, right, Damon? I mean, we really don't know what that's like because the last time the Diamondbacks won 3 straight games this season was April 12th through the 17th when they won 5 consecutive games. That's the last time they put together 3 wins in a row.
Insanity. But that's honestly, I feel like this team might not have won 3 games in a row all year last season. Like this team is allergic to the S word, and now that the vaunted S word is staring us right in the eyes.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to say it. We're not going to say it, but I think the most important thing here, Damon, before we get to Merrill Kelly's performance and whatever the hell we saw tonight with the bullpen, I think we have to address the elephant in the room, which is you returning to the show. And Nate Cleveland says in the chat, we are not 500 in regards to the Ketel Marte little climbing up the mountain. See, Nate, that meme that was born at a time where the Diamondbacks weren't 500, and it was mostly about the march up Mount 500 to get to 500. And now the Diamondbacks here sit 1 game below 500. But this was a win we really haven't seen quite often this year, Damon. We haven't really seen close wins from this team, nor have we seen the Diamondbacks have a 1 to 2 run lead and be able to hold on to that throughout the end of the game. So that is the reason why I feel like you are some kind of witch, or again, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I know you're a vibes guy, but I need some sort of explanation from you on what's going on here.
I think it's simple. I'm a winner. And this is what I do. I
say that wearing that hat.
I hate the national championship
Yeah, I
hat.
know.
I think you're saying.
That's what I'm
Are
saying.
you talking about the one where we won?
Is that that's 1997? Okay.
We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that.
I was just checking if that was the year on that hat. All right. Well,
I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny those allegations, Derek. But what I will say is that it's good to see some close wins happening, despite not even playing a necessarily clean baseball game. Like we were talking about it here with producer Noah of PHNX Cardinals. Like the Ketel Marte bobble almost costs you the entire game.
That was a crazy play.
The margin is this thin, and this Diamondbacks team is not playing the level of baseball that I think that Torey Lovullo teams in the past have done regarding the small things. I think that they're really making mistakes on the base paths, defensively, whatnot, even little things that aren't even errors like that particular play. And it's just you got to find a way to start figuring those things out. Because it does leave a lot of wins on the table, and but it's good to beat the Braves too. Like this is a team that's had the Diamondbacks number last couple of years, figures to somewhat be a contender for this wild card kind of mismatch that there is in the National League. And you got to get the W's when you can against teams like this.
And that's what's weird is to be fair, the teams that the Diamondbacks have lost to recently have gone on to continue to win and beat other teams, right? So as much as I don't want to really again, make excuses or whatever. The Nationals just beat the Cubs tonight. The Cubs have been playing pretty good baseball, right? I think a part of the recent despair, besides the fact that Diamondbacks have not been winning baseball games, has been who they've been losing them to, right? This is important because this Braves team, who is not playing very good baseball right now themselves, again, no, I'm not trying to throw stones while living in our little glass house over here. And in fact, my housing policy in general is typically not to throw stones. That's terrible behavior. But I will say that, again, it's important because this Braves team could be one of those teams there fighting for that wild card spot that you're talking about. And it's important to get wins against these teams. No offense to the Pirates or the Nationals, but no one's really picking those guys to be in the mix for a wild card spot, even though they very well could be. Who knows? There's still a lot of baseball to be left. It's just saying, like, again, there's certain teams that you need to win against more than other teams, and the Braves are one of those teams. We saw how that played out last year, and it very well could be a factor again this year. But you talked about winners, Damon. You talked about a winning culture. You talked about being a winner yourself, which I can't deny because you obviously have brought some sort of positive mojo to this team. But Merrill Kelly is a winner. And when I say he's a winner, he now has 59 career wins as a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And that is good enough to move him into third place alone. He was tied with Curt Schilling, but now Merrill Kelly, currently third in franchise history with 59 wins, behind Randy Johnson and Brandon Webb. Not doubtful he's going to catch those guys. Randy Johnson has 118 career wins for the Dbacks. Brandon Webb has 87, but Kelly was great tonight. He was efficient, much like Zach Gallen was last night. He got those early outs, getting a lot of soft contact, again, like Gallen did in game one. And then he just managed his way through this game with using his changeup, which was, once again, really good tonight. He got 8 whiffs on his changeup. He got 6 on his 4-seam fastball. And again, he used the zone exactly how, like, textbook it should be used. I think we have an image of his pitch chart from tonight. And as you can see, there are literally levels to this with Merrill Kelly, and he is placing, you have your one outlier every once in a while. Not every pitch is perfect. However, it's amazing how perfect his grouping was tonight, where his pitches were landing. And again, Merrill just did
beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful rainbow
Picasso
of pitching prowess. But
look at all those pitches used too. I mean, man, that is beautiful.
I think the thing here that, again, that we're talking about some of the other pitchers and their lack of success is getting too cute outside of the zone, right? You can see here that Merrill did not throw very many pitches outside of the zone on that pitch chart, and that was a big part of his success tonight. And again, I think this was part of Zach Gallen's success. Zach Gallen wasn't shying away from contact, and neither was Merrill today. And they just both were getting outs, getting out of innings with less than 15 pitches thrown, and allowed Merrill to go out and do what he did tonight, which was give this team a very strong outing once again. And as we saw, the bullpen can't be trusted unless it's just Martinez. And even he was very shaky tonight. He was very shaky. This team overall didn't provide a ton of run support. We'll talk about the offense, of course, but the big story of this game was the pitching. And, of course, Merrill Kelly, he got the job done on his end for this team, going out there, giving the Diamondbacks 7 innings pitched, 1 hit. One lousy hit that Damon was furious about that shouldn't even be counted as a hit. No earned runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Let's throw his strikeout meter up there. Let's kick that bad boy on. Anything over 6 definitely deserves for this thing to be fully powered up.
100%.
It takes a lot of seawater, Damon, to generate the strikeout meter, but it's a worthy cause. Merrill Kelly also tonight is absolutely our king snake for this game. Without Merrill giving the Diamondbacks what he gave them tonight, they definitely wouldn't be in a position to win, with the offense only putting up 2 runs. And for the majority of the game, it was just one run from the Diamondbacks offense. So this is again, a beautiful outing. And what Merrill does, it's wild. He'll put up these kind of numbers. He'll be 3rd place in Diamondbacks franchise history for wins, and he just still low-key does not get the credit he deserves. I think we need to do like a whole separate video on Merrill's time here.
I think it's down to like his name, and I'm not even trying to like come at him personally there, but like I don't think the name Merrill Kelly helps him in this circumstance at all. Like Brandon Webb is a freaking sweet name.
That's an electric baseball name.
You know what I mean?
That's not even fair to compare anybody's name to Brandon Webb.
Big
for
Randy,
a baseball player.
like
Get out of here.
There was so much aura around Big Randy. Even like Zach Gallen is like that. It sticks with you. I feel like Merrill is so underrated because of, like his appearance, his name, like all of the things combined. And like you said, like, 3rd place all time. That is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable,
man.
right?
Same with Ketel last night, doing that in taking Steve Finley's place on the RBI list. Like, we are in the midst of some of the best Diamondbacks players that we've ever seen play for this organization. And Merrill Kelly is Nate put it up here in the chat. Is it crazy that he wants to bring back Kelly next year, not Gallen?
Yeah, no.
I don't think that's crazy at all. In fact, I've been on that train since they signed Corbin Burns, because I think realistically you can bring back Merrill Kelly. Realistically, you can't bring back Zach Gallen. So I totally want Merrill Kelly back, 100%.
That's absolutely the truth. And I think Merrill Kelly is going to give you more consistency than Zach Gallen's been able to give you lately. And he's going to do it for a lower cost because he's not that marquee name that Zach Gallen has become. To be fair, Zach Gallen has done a tremendous amount for this team. I think they threw up that Zach Gallen leads the franchise in, what was it, one hit, no earned run outings. And Merrill Kelly and Randy Johnson are just behind him, one back. But like, these guys, both of these guys deserve the credit for what they've been for this team. Both of them are a big reason why the Diamondbacks have had the success they've had over this stretch and been able to put together multiple winning seasons like they have. But Merrill just does it so quietly, you know what I mean? And he just does it in a way. You know what I blame it on? His resemblance to Chris Elliott. That's what I'm going to blame it on, because at times people can't get past that point. They're like, hey, isn't that the guy from Groundhog Day? And, that's probably something that really keeps people from being like.
Ernesto says it here. I mean, I think the alliteration of Kenneth Kelly probably bumps him up just to that level.
Kenneth Kelly. With the K's?
Or Ken Kelly?
Ken Kelly with
Kenny
the K.
Kelly?
Kenny Kelly putting up K's on the board. 8 K's for Kenny Kelly tonight?
We might need to relax.
We might need to definitely make some changes around here. But shout out to Merrill again. Maybe it's his baggy pants. Merrill wears very baggy pants, and maybe I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. But who maybe doesn't deserve credit? Maybe it's his bullpen. Maybe it's definitely Ryan Thompson, who's just been spectacularly bad for this team. I like, again, it's amazing what Ryan Thompson, when there's a significant lead or a deficit, can do out there versus him with the game on the line. He did not make this game any easier on this team, especially with just a 1-run lead there in the 8th inning. And again, what a roller coaster ride this game ends up being. Ryan Thompson comes out. He does get 1 out. He strikes out 1 batter. And I mean, we're talking about when the Diamondbacks needed to strike out the most. So if I'm going to give credit to my buddy Ryan Thompson there for that, but it's just, again, it's amazing how poorly he pitches in some of these situations. Yet other times, again, like I said, I bring up a couple of instances where he was brilliant out there, in instances where you just weren't expecting him to be put into that high leverage situation. It's just a shame that Ryan Thompson is not the guy that he was in 2023 for this team, because he was lights out and you could count on him to go out there in a eighth inning like this and get the job done. Unfortunately, he allows 2 runners to get in a scoring position, and Torey Lovullo turns to Justin Martinez there in the 8th inning, and not just in the 8th inning, but he basically turned to Justin Martinez for a 5-out save is what he did. Justin Martinez did a great job there of with runners in scoring position, not even allowing a fly ball, a sac fly, to get a run across the board there in the 8th inning. And he was, incredible there. And then in the 9th inning, he was asked to come out again. And maybe that's the point where maybe that wasn't the best plan. We had turned to each other and asked who gets the 9th. We thought it might be Shelby, but we did know that Shelby's been utilized. Torey said after the game that Miller was not available because unless an emergency had come up. But he had pitched 3 out of the 4 last games, so he wasn't available. And they have, Justin Martinez gets an up down. He goes back out there for the 9th inning. Things do not exactly go his way. He ends up with 4 walks in this game. He ends up walking in the Braves' only run tonight. And, of course, then somehow reached down deep and got the strikeout of Michael Harris, the second, to end the game. And it was amazing, because I if I'm not mistaken, that one was on a 1-3 count, but his strikeout of Austin Riley to end the 8th inning was big boy stuff. Big boy stuff. It was incredible, because again, it was a 3-2 count. He throws his 90-mile-per-hour splitter. I mean, it was in the zone. With the way things had been called, his slider that was in a very similar position in that same at bat had been called a ball earlier. So again, to throw that strike there in that moment to low in the zone like that, and to get Austin Riley, who has just been crazy good against the Diamondbacks. It was just such a big moment. And then again, comes out in the 9th inning. Things aren't great. He walks Matt Olson. He gets Ozuna to strike out swinging. Then he walks Ozzy Albies. And then, of course, we have the Eli White ground out situation where Gino gets the ball, gets it over to Ketel. And Ketel Marte just has a little bit of a hesitation due to his finger. We saw on the replay, it looked like his finger kind of got stuck under the ball. He had to kind of get it out, and that caused just enough of a delay for him not to be able to turn that double play and get the out over at first. So Eli White reaches on that one, and the inning keeps going. Then the very next pitch, he hits batter Luke Williams, and of course, then Drake Baldwin walks. That wasn't the worst situation considering how hot Drake Baldwin has been, except for the fact that it scored Matt Olson, and that's the Braves' first run. And then somehow there, with 2 outs and that final batter, he gets out of it. Maybe Torey Lovullo asked entirely too much of Justin Martinez tonight. I will say that there are instances where you kind of see Martinez start to lose it and not really get it back on track. This one, he was a bit all over the place, even right there up until the end. However, this might be a big maturation point for him. This might be a big game for him to really understand what he can do. This one was frustrating because it felt like Justin Martinez just needed to throw the ball in the zone. It didn't even feel like there was much danger there from Braves batters if he could just get the ball in the zone. He's throwing it 99 miles an hour, 101 miles an hour. He just couldn't seem to get it in the zone, and it was frustrating to watch because, again, it was like, don't let them off the hook here. Don't do what you did, which is walk in a run. Like, challenge them with your stuff and make them, hit you in order to get out of this one. And Justin Martinez got 6 whiffs tonight on his splitter, which was by far his most effective pitch. And again, he had to throw entirely too many pitches tonight. He ends up throwing 37 pitches total. Throw a sinker 16 times, a splitter 13 times, slider 5, and his 4-seam fastball only 3 times. So seemed like he was definitely shying away from his fastball. Didn't have great command with it tonight. And again, just had enough in him to get through this one. this was a big win for this team overall. I think that, again, there's a certain belief that you can win in these close games that needs to be kind of reinstated. They need to once again believe that they can win games like this, and they did tonight. So this was an incredible win for this team, and again, bullpen bent but did not break in this game, and the Diamondbacks get the win 2-1. We're going to talk about the offense and some more about the defense on the other side of this break. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondback Show. Well, if you are looking for a spot to gather with your friends, your family, make Chicken and Pickle your spot for good food, good friends, and really, really a fun time. Let's be honest. If you have never tried pickleball out, I assure you, you are athletically inclined. You are able to do it. You're able to do it well enough to have a fun time. So make sure to check out Chicken and Pickle. They offer indoor and outdoor pickleball courts. They have some great food. They have Sunday brunch, yard games. Of course, if you're not interested in playing pickleball, you can go there and just hang out. And they have a full bar with seasonal cocktails and local favorites, plus so much more. Their food is delightful. It is a huge complex out there at Westgate that you can, again, use as a great place to gather with friends, with family. Sometimes it's hard to find places that have enough space for all of your folks that are showing up. So they are always serving up good times on the court over there and great food in the restaurant. Visit Chicken and Pickle at 9330 West Hannah Lane in Glendale, right there at Westgate. It's hard to miss. It's almost as big as the AMC, but it's just a pickleball facility. So make sure to check it out.
It's almost as big as the damn football stadium.
It's the football stadium. You're not wrong, but family friendly fun awaits. Visit chickenball.com to plan your visit today. And I'll tell you, whether you're on the indoor court or outdoor court, what you're going to need is some good sunglasses, because you live here in Arizona and summer is here. It's chasing us down. I know it's kind of confusing because it keeps raining, but it's still even bright on those days. And what you need is a solid pair of shades. So you should check out our friends at shadyrays.com. I love my Shady Ray sunglasses. They are some of the best sunglasses I've ever owned. Super lightweight frames with crystal clear optics. The polarized lenses are amazing. The color rush lenses take things to another level. And the best part is that I am a forgetful guy who often loses my sunglasses. Told you guys I've lost them in my own car. And of course, Shady Rays always has my back with their lost and broken replacement plan. They won't even ask any questions. You just let them know what happened to your shades and they will get you out a new pair. Of course, it's the craziest lost and broken replacement plan in all of eyewear. Also, if you don't love your shades, you get them online. And I know sometimes it's hard to judge things online looking good on your beautiful face. So if you don't love them, you can exchange them or get your money back worry-free within 30 days of purchase. No questions asked. Their team always has your back. So of course, check them out right now. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer right now. Head to shadyrays.com and use our code of PHNX for 35% off those polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. All right. Well, the Diamondbacks were just held to 5 hits in this game. The offense was not the high-powered offense we've seen at times this year. Again, that's what made this win so satisfying, I would say. I know it wasn't the kind of win that you feel great about, because yesterday's win was that kind of win, right? A great pitching performance from your starter, solid relief pitching. The Diamondbacks scored plenty of runs. At least Corbin adding that home run late made things a little less tense for sure, from a 5-3 game to an 8-3 game. But again, that was a pretty thorough team win. This one is locking it down on a close game where neither team was really sharp offensively, and both starting pitchers had a great night. Both bullpens were damn good, to be honest. But the first run for the Diamondbacks in this one was generated by a Lourdes Gurriel RBI single that scored one Jerry P. Geraldo Perdomo, who definitely seems to be back.
Is that good enough for you, Derek? I mean, yesterday you were saying that it might not have anything to do with me because Perdomo wasn't involved enough.
Down. He was 1 for 3 tonight. We'll talk about.
Well, I mean, but one of the 2 runs that won us the baseball game.
What I will say about Perdomo is he's back in the 9 hole, and that's where he belongs, right? Geraldo Perdomo has not been very good hitting third, despite the fact that I understand the exact thought process behind it, Damon, right? He is our risk king. He is our risk god, in fact, if you believe in such things. And the Diamondbacks have not been very good with runners in scoring position. So quite frankly, putting Perdomo, the guy who just seems to have it when runners are on and can get that big hit behind Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte in the batting lineup and get him more at bats than he would get in the ninth hole makes all the sense in the world. But for some reason, it just didn't work out. And 15 at bats, hitting third, Perdomo had a 133 batting average. But meanwhile, hitting ninth, he's hitting 358. So, let's leave him in the ninth hole or bat him first because he has like a 400 batting average.
I was going to say, what's he hitting in the top two of the lineup? Because I think he's been pretty solid as the 1 or 2 hole.
I got you on that. I mean, he hasn't had very many. 19 at bats, batting first. He's slashing 421, 522, 579 with a 1.101 OPS. And then batting second, he drops down to 237, 372 with a 433 slug for an 805 OPS.
Still pretty good numbers.
Still pretty damn good. But again, when you have a guy hitting ninth that's hitting 358, 418, 509 with a 927 OPS, then you kind of leave him there, right?
I know it's not like conventional baseball thinking these days, but I really wouldn't mind if you wanted to have Jerry higher in the lineup, putting him 1 or 2 and dropping either Ketel or Corbin to that 3 spot.
That's the problem. You can't drop Ketel. Because Torrey talked about that in media availability not too long ago, and he said that Ketel Marte does not want to hit third. He says he wants to hit first or he wants to hit second, and that's it.
Okay, Corbin third then.
And he said that there's reason for it, and that's because apparently he's not very good, Ketel Marte, when he hits third. Neither is Perdomo, apparently. So weird thing about that third spot in the batting order. But, again, I'd leave Jerry where he's at. But Lourdes, again, 1 for 2 today. He had that big RBI. He walked twice too, so not a bad day for Lourdes. He also now has a 10-game hitting streak, so it feels like Gurriel is contributing more consistently. And again, you're seeing that translate over to some more Diamondbacks wins. We've said it time and time again, but this team, like, offense isn't necessarily the problem, but they just have a hard time sometimes putting multiple, good nights together for more than one guy, right? And that's kind of what this team just needs. They're all capable of it. We've seen them all do it. We just need them to kind of start linking those nights together and having like what we saw last night where Ketel and Corbin both went off, which is something we have not seen at any point this year. We also didn't see it tonight. However, Ketel had a huge hit tonight, and it was one of the biggest of the game. You could also say Tim Tawa had a huge hit. The Diamondbacks' only extra base hit tonight was by Tim Tawa in the 9th inning. It was a double. And how big did that end up being for this team, right?
Massive,
they have a 1-0 lead at that point. Ketel comes up. He gets an RBI single. That scores Tawa. Diamondbacks push it to 2-0. And the Braves ended up being able to score 1 run in the bottom half of the inning. So Ketel Marte just came up with one of the biggest hits of the game at the exact time when the Diamondbacks needed it. And again, can't say enough about Tawa, who, when you talk about underrated players, Tawa, his defense in center field, what he's done for this team, he's been a bigger offensive threat than several players that are going to get paid way more than he's going to get paid. And again, his defense has just been incredibly good. Tawa also seems to at times get these late hits. I don't know if you noticed that, but extra base hits, late hit, like he's very good at that. So Ketel Marte,
he's a good player, man. Players like Tim Tawa is how you put together winning seasons. Like guys like that fill the more supplemental role player roles that, maybe like Ketel is out for a little bit and Tim Tawa comes in and plays really well. Or when the team's healthy, he's pinch hitting or subbing in defensively in a situation like today.
Kevin Newman for this team. Right?
Exactly. And you need players like that. And he's that guy this year. And it's good to see.
And yeah, I mean, a lot of praise in the chat from you guys for Tim Tawa, and rightfully so. Tawa deserves it. And again, he's not putting up the best numbers, but his hits tend to be timely, and I prefer that over guys that are even putting up better offensive numbers than him. Tonight was the biggest. Honestly, Tawa's hit might be the biggest hit of this game, or Ketel's hit. That won the
might
game
be the biggest
for this
hit
team.
Ever.
Might be.
I don't mean to be dramatic, but
that's what you do.
It might be.
Don't mean to be dramatic. You are dramatic. I love you for it.
That was the biggest hit of Tim Tawa's career. I'm going to put that out there right now. Whole baseball career. I don't know what he did. He could have won the College World Series with a walk-off.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't know. But yeah, biggest hit of his career, man.
And also, Ketel Marte now has reached base safely in a season best 17 straight games. So Marte again is Ketel. So But yeah, Sean says Ketel doesn't get that chance without Tawa. Great point. Great point. That's what makes it. And not only that, but it was the only extra base hit of the game for this team. So huge. Defensively, Ketel Marte did miss that double play in the 9th inning. I feel like I put too much blame on these guys. This was like Geraldo Perdomo also missing a double play opportunity. It feels like the difference here where Ketel misses that play in the 9th. That's a play that we see him make hundreds of times before. And I think that's the reason why it gets frustrating, especially in that big moment when the Diamondbacks had a chance to turn that double play and end the inning. Instead, the inning continues. The Diamondbacks end up allowing a run to score, and then, eventually J-Mart gets the job done, closes it out, but still not without, drama, not without them not being able to turn that double play. And like that's the thing for this team that I see the body language of the pitchers when you just see them get so let down. And it's mostly because we're all spoiled by how good this team has been defensively in the last, 2 seasons, right? So when you start seeing them not be able to make these excellent plays, like that's what it is. It's an elite play to be able to turn that double play there. However, Ketel's an elite player, and we've seen him be able to do it. So when he doesn't, then that's where we start, feeling this team is a mess defensively. Tonight, they were pretty sound. Lourdes had that one play where he had to block, the lights got too bright and he had to block the lights out, but he still was able to catch it. Still able to catch it, still got the job done. Yeah, and we didn't really see a lot of miscues tonight from this team defensively. That's, again, how they're able to hold such a close game and win this one by a score of 2-1. So great job all around. But, again, there's still some things that you would like to see this team do better. And that late, missed double play really let the air out of the room here at PHNX HQ. And we were sad there for a little bit, but not sad anymore. Diamondbacks win this one by a score of 2-1. And of course,
I gotta say,
how can we be sad with you guys here?
How do you feel about Kevin being in the chat here? Is this like one of those situations almost where you're like, hey, Kevin, we got your stink off of us. Maybe
a little bit.
Maybe stay on that side.
I was trying not to acknowledge him.
Yeah.
That's why I felt was the best course of action. This is a little bit like your ex showing up on your Instagram page and like saying complimentary things about you and, your new significant other, but it's still like awkward.
Well, we're like on our honeymoon too.
Yeah. Like we're out here drinking champagne and staying up till 3. And Kevin's just like, you guys are having a wonderful time. I love you guys both. And we're like, dude.
We're in like Mallorca, and he's like,
yeah.
Love is so special, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're like,
yeah,
buddy, okay, that sounds good.
Take a hint, getting awkward.
He's gone, and he hasn't responded in minutes here.
Let's see. We got some super chats, Damon. Let's go to those before we take a break here. Our guy Nicholas Gruters, he's Grudy now. He says, if they win a 10-game win streak, stakes on me. All right, we're not doing that in the super chat. We'll give you the address for that one. They tried to dox us for pizza a few weeks ago, Damon, which is a weird thing because I don't mind being doxed for pizza. Like, I will happily be doxed for pizza, but I will certainly be doxed.
Nicholas, we will take you up on said offer.
Yeah, for sure. Cesar, we're going with Cesar for Cesar. Cesar says, Damon, our lucky little rabbit's foot, never leave us. Yeah, never leave us. And BCSC says, Big Body Kelly, Slayer get eliminated. Baby Noah was here right before we started the show. In fact, he helped turn the lights back on when we did the little cactus light bit. And I want you to know, BCSC, he misses you.
He was talking about you. I'm not even making that up. Yeah. I will say,
very positive things to say.
This is probably my favorite BCSC super chat of all time. We've obviously had some great ones, but
Big Body Kelly,
something about Big Body Kelly stay or get eliminated is frying me, man.
I love it. This is the attitude we need to have. The Diamondbacks need to slay or get eliminated, and right now,
big bodies,
girl, they are slaying. They are slaying. Queen.
Did you have any? This wasn't a super chat, but did you have any thoughts on this?
Was it?
Don't read it.
Was it? Candace's.
Oh, don't say that out loud.
Oh my God, no! I don't have good thoughts. No, Candace, you can't say that. You can't say that.
She said the S word.
She said the S word. She said happy S word. I don't know. I don't know about that. Piece of Yoshi says, can we address the jump around in the ninth? It wasn't just the jump around in the ninth. It was they gave him like a light show too when he came out, right? Like, I don't like that. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like, I don't ever want to hear that song. I become the owner from from Major League. You know, oh, that goddamn song, that scene. That's what happens now. I used to love that song. I used to love jumping around that song. Do you know how many times Damon and I jumped around in this studio until we were both out of breath and possibly injured? Too many times to count.
I don't know if I jumped around once after the Adolis Garcia home run.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever did it again.
No, it was dead after that. Kevin, get a hint. Get out of here. God. He says, I'm always watching. Creeper. All right. Well, we're going to talk about the numbers from this game on the other side of this break. And we're going to talk about the NL West a little bit. So don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondback Show. Of course, a great way to make games like this even more exciting is by getting down on the Bet365 app. Of course, that's because Bet365 is not only a beautiful, easy to use app when, you know, some of these other sports gambling apps don't even come close to how easy Bet365 is to use, but they also have 90 million users worldwide, and for good reason. That's because they offer the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 sports, and they pioneered live in-game betting. So great time to go with Bet365. Of course, you can get down on the MLB early payout offer where you are a winner if your team goes ahead by 5 runs or more, regardless of the outcome of the game. That counts as straight bets as well as parlay selections, which will be marked as winners. So, of course, get down on the Bet365 app today. New customers can receive $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. All you got to do is sign up, use our code of PHNX365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 or more to receive $150 in bonus bets. If your bet wins or loses, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, players, props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or over and physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, text NEXT STEP to 53342, or visit problemgambling.az.gov. And of course, if you are an Arizona sports fan, there's no better place to do your banking than with Desert Financial Credit Union. Not just because of their amazing debit cards that have the Arizona Cardinals on them. They have the Arizona State University Sun Devils on them. Got the Northern Arizona University on there as well, and so much more. But it's also because they are a great financial institution that have your best interest in mind. They got me started on my home ownership journey, and hopefully they can get you started on yours as well. Join a credit union that is committed to giving back to the community and sharing success with its members, and most importantly, helping its members reach the financial goals that they are seeking to reach. So when you open a free checking account right now, if you're an Arizona sports fan, again, there's no better place to do your banking than Desert Financial Credit Union. And a big shout out to Desert Financial, of course, for always keeping our numbers straight around here. Let's take a look at By the Numbers presented by Desert Financial. Diamondbacks win this one by a score of 2-1. They out-hit the Braves 5-3. Diamondbacks were 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position to the Braves 0 for 1. Diamondbacks had just one extra base hit, that Tim Tawa double, and the Atlanta Braves were held to 0 extra base hits. Just an example of how bad both teams were. Diamondbacks expected batting average in this one, 210 to the Braves, 185. This was a gross offensive output or a pitching duel. It's all depending on how you want to phrase it, right? Like, if you say gross offensive output, it just makes both teams look bad. But if you're like, man, what a pitching duel this one was here from Merrill Kelly and Chris Sale, which is exactly what it was. Both of these guys went out there and were extraordinary for their teams. And in the end, the Diamondbacks found a way to score just one extra run to get this win. But again, it's great to see them do this in a low-scoring game, in a close game, in a game where they needed their bullpen to hold things together. Big criticism here could be the overusage of Justin Martinez, and we'll see how that plays out with his availability going forward. I'm sure he won't be available probably anytime soon, at least for the next couple of games. But at this point, the Diamondbacks win the series, and they can go for that sweep word tomorrow. Oh, I said it.
Whoa. Okay.
All right. Damon, why don't you just go ahead and pop yourself on screen?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and leave now.
We're going to have to make some changes around here at PHNX Sports. It was good having you host this show for a while, Derek, but unfortunately, Derek said the S word, and we have a pretty strict set of rules around here. So, I think that everyone knows who to direct their anger at tomorrow. We all know who the real problem here is with the Diamondbacks organization, and I can only do so much. I show up, I bring the good vibes, I try to get everybody back. It seems like the fan base is back. And then what does Derek do? He turns around and he says the frickin' S word right when we need it most. Right when we need it the absolute most. It's despicable, frankly.
Piece of Yoshi says the Braves are going to win 30 straight now. Probably.
They're going on an A's run, Moneyball run.
Probably. But anyway, let's take a look at the NL West standings, since this is probably my last night on the show after that.
Give me a second on that.
Okay, we'll get to that here shortly. But let me tell you, this is, again, a rare win for this Diamondbacks team as far as not scoring a lot of runs in this one. And, of course, finding out that Justin Martinez can give them five strong outs. But not something I don't think any of us want to see from Justin Martinez going forward, right? And that's one thing that I'm sure at least one of you in the chat right now has been saying about Torey Lovullo, is that he put himself in this position and not exactly sure why. Kendall Graveman is a guy who has been not really used much from this team, is in the bullpen. It felt like there was other options possibly to go to in the 8th inning. However, and that clues going over Ryan Thompson, right? But it felt necessary for the Diamondbacks to go to Justin Martinez in that spot, right? 2 runners on, in scoring position, easy situation where a sac fly literally scores a runner off of third, and at that point would have tied the ball game at 1. It felt like it was inevitable, and yet somehow the Diamondbacks miraculously got themselves out of that jam. And a big reason why was because Justin Martinez was able to go in there and just absolutely deal and get 2 strikeouts to end the inning, right? So big I don't know, man. Big outing tonight from Justin Martinez, even though it wasn't perfect, even though it wasn't an easy outing for him. It still showed that he definitely has the stuff to be this team's closer. And again, if he can figure out a way, to pitch in the zone, keep his stuff in the zone a bit more, because some of those pitches, he was so out of control at one point. He hits a batter. He has some pitches that are a mile outside of the zone. So, and yet he was still able to do what he did for this team. So
the highs are so high with Justin Martinez. Yeah. That's why I think it's hard as fans to kind of quit him, right? For lack of a better term, is when you see those strikeouts in the 8th, you're like, oh my God,
right?
We could fix him. And then he's obviously walking a bunch of guys, hitting a batter. Like the 4 walks, 4 strikeouts is a pretty gnarly combo. But I do feel like he usually comes up big in these kind of clutch moments. Like when the bases are loaded, typically by his own doing, I feel like he finds a way to end up getting out of them mostly clean, which I think is a skill and deserves its own credit.
Yes, Kevin Ginkel was the guy that was able to kind of get those inherited runners and be able to get out of the inning without allowing them to score or without allowing too much damage, right? And you're right, like that's what he did in the 8th inning. He came in and cleaned up Ryan Thompson's mess and was able to get it done incredibly well, right? Like it's not an easy thing to do, to go out there and to say, we need 2 strikeouts. That's the only way we get out of this situation. Can't even really give up, a ground ball here with just 1 out because it's going to score a run. Can't give up this, can't give up that. Like, and Justin Martinez, he's not going to give up any kind of soft contact. Without he's pitching, it feels like it's going to be hard contact or it's going to be a strikeout, right? And again, it's almost never contact. It's just almost never contact. That's what I mean. Yeah, you're right.
You can't really hit him. And it's insane.
That's what he needs to start understanding. That's what he needs to feel. If he does blow some games or he does, give up those big hits, then adjust at that point. But right now it doesn't feel like there's much going on besides who said it? Who said he's fighting himself? And I think if you're meaning Justin Martinez, that's a great way to say it. Like it's an internal battle. It's not even him versus the batter. It's Justin versus Justin. And all he really needs to do. But again, this is from a pudgy guy sitting here with cats on his shirt talking about how easy it is to throw a baseball 99 miles per hour inside of a little box, right? The idea of being able to throw the stuff that Justin Martinez throws and also have pinpoint accuracy is a lot easier said than done. It's the reason why he's such an impressive pitcher, and it's the reason why he absolutely has the stuff to be the closer for this team. It's just a matter of, like we saw at one time, right? There was one time where Justin Martinez was throwing 104, 105, but couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Then he dials it back a little bit. You don't need to throw that hard. You can throw 101 and you can still be very effective. And that felt like the changes of his velocity just dipping just a little bit, but still being in, an insane range of 98 to 101 is more than enough to go out there and get the job done against these guys, right? Against Major League hitting. It's almost like he's trying too hard and just kind of needs to dial it back. Tonight, he didn't trust his fastball at all. He didn't throw his fastball at all. He went 100% was going out there relying on his splitter. And again, at least that shows, his ability to adapt based on the fact that maybe he didn't have his feel for that four-seam fastball tonight. Kind of had to abandon it, but still was able to be incredibly effective, even though he was pretty wild at times, and get this 5-out save, which is just probably the most impressive part here. They don't typically.
Yeah, he threw a ton of pitches, man.
He did. 30. What was it? 37. I said.
I think it was like close to 40. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy to ask of him. And again, I understand the criticism of Torrey to kind of put J-Mart in this spot. However, we also criticize Torrey when he takes J-Mart out and puts in another guy in the ninth
and then
inning,
the guy blows it.
And then that guy blows it.
Yeah, he can't. I mean, the thing is at the end of the day, what Torrey did tonight worked.
And that's what
you
he
can't
needs to
really
do.
argue with that.
Right.
But was it the prettiest? No. Should Ryan Thompson be pitching in one-run baseball games moving forward? Absolutely not.
No.
I totally understand that criticism. That can't happen anymore. I feel like it's been proven that that's a thing that can't happen at this point in the season. But I do feel like the obviously like you have Murillo warming up, but like, do we really feel comfortable with Murillo coming in there?
No, but I will
bases
say
loaded.
I will say that that's something that again has changed. It's something Jack Summers, our pal from Snakes territory, brought up to Torrey in one of our post-game availabilities. But like, why don't you have that other guy warming up? What's the harm there? If you don't put him in the game, then his availability doesn't change. But if at least he gets up in the pen and gets warm, you have an option should things go south on Justin Martinez. And quite frankly, I don't know if there was ever a time when Torrey was going to put in Juan Murillo. I think it was going to be J-Mart or bust is what it was going to be there at the end. So
I don't mind seeing the guy up and moving as well. It's more just that like the idea that like, well, we have Kendall Graveman. It's like, well, clearly they don't trust Kendall Graveman.
Obviously. However, he's taking up a roster spot right now, one that could be taken up by Bryce Jarvis, who was just named the PCL Player of the Week, right? So Jarvis has been pitching fairly well, and again, maybe they're reluctant to turn Jarvis back into a relief pitcher because they are getting pretty low on depth there, right? So I don't really know. They got to keep some guys stretched out, especially guys with major league experience. They called Tommy Henry up, and Tommy Henry is going to be added. He's going to be out of the pen, so his availability is going to be there for this team going forward. And tomorrow they got Brandon Pfaadt on the mound going up against Grant Holmes for the Braves. Now, Pfaadt, the last time out, had one of the worst starts of his entire career, so it'll be great to see how Pfaadt bounces back from this one. What happened?
I made a rookie mistake over here. There's two buttons. They're right next to each other. One makes it sound like your mic's on, but it's really not. And I hit that one. And so when I was talking to you right at the end there, my last point I made, I was talking.
It doesn't matter what he has to say. The point is that his presence is
just
here.
Read the facial expressions. You'll get the point.
He's just here to turn things around for this team.
Something,
sure.
The worst thing that's ever happened. Something. This is the best.
It was actually the most enlightening thing I've ever heard in my entire life, and I'm sorry that you guys missed it for sure. But we're going to take one last quick break here, and on the other side of this break, we are going to talk about why their little Home Depot race. Tool race might be the dumbest thing or the best thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I still can't decide, but I did love Bert's call on it. We'll be talking about it on the other side of this break. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondback Show. Of course, we don't need a new producer anymore, but we would absolutely use LinkedIn to find that. But Damon's our guy. He's locked in now. He's not going anywhere. However, if you are a small business owner and you want help filling that position, especially with a winner like this guy over here, a qualified candidate, make sure to use LinkedIn. LinkedIn helps to make it easier for you so you can concentrate on your business, and LinkedIn can help you find qualified candidates. All you got to do is post your job. LinkedIn's new feature will help you write job descriptions and then quickly get your job in front of the right people with deep candidate insights. You can either post your job for free, or you can pay to promote it, which will get it in front of 3 times more qualified applicants. Qualified applicants are at the end of the day are what it's all about. You don't want to waste your time interviewing people that do not have the experience that you need in somebody you're looking to hire. So you can find out why more than 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring today. Find your next great hire on LinkedIn right now. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Dbacks. That's linkedin.com/Dbacks to post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply. All right, well, now is the time, if you have not joined the Inner Circle, to join the Inner Circle, because I've been telling you about Circle K's Inner Circle for a long time, and I know you're going to Circle K. I know you're getting gas. I know you're getting wonderful treats off of their rollers. I know you're getting candy and snacks. I know you're getting energy drinks, but are you getting them for as cheap as you could be? Because right now you join the Inner Circle, you'll save 25 cents off per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. You'll also save on all sorts of other things that are exclusively for Inner Circle members only, including 79-cent Polar Pops, 99-cent Frosters. You get your first 5 Polar Pops for free on that. You get 3 for $7 on Ghosts. Damon, I'm addicted to Ghosts. I love Ghosts. They have a Welch's grape flavor, and they have this like sour pink lemonade that's
so is
crazy.
Anthony Totri.
Oh yeah, well Totri knows his energy drinks. Good Ghost guy. Well, of course you can be a Ghost person, and of course you can be a Ghost runner. Maybe that's what we'll call ourselves. We're the Ghost runners. Go get yourself some cheap drinks.
It doesn't quite flow like Ghost person.
It really doesn't. Ghost person feels more politically correct for sure. But join the Inner Circle for free right now by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions do apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details. All right. Well, I'll tell you about another thing that we have to talk about here before we talk about the best or worst mascot race we've ever seen in our lives, and that is the PHNX Diamondbacks Pool Party Takeover at Chase Field on July 3rd from 5:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. We are taking on the San Francisco Giants and not the Nationals, like I've been talking about all season long, and we got the right field pool reserved for the PHNX crew, for you guys. Come hang out with us. Apparently, like I said, Shane is trying to take over our takeover and make it his birthday party. Do not bring him gifts. Do not bring him a card. There better be no streamers, no Mylar balloons, none of that. This is our pool party, and Shane's just an invitee, right? Is that what I say? He's just a person attending it. He is not the man of honor, and I refuse to let him take over our pool party.
I'd go as far to say that it's a sympathy invite. The fact that it is his birthday, I'm not sure he would have gotten an invite if it wasn't his birthday.
Don't you have friends? Don't you have something better to do? No, you're just going to come over and just turn our party into your party? Seems desperate.
It's really desperate.
I don't know. But anyway, whether you're there for Shane's birthday or you're there for the Diamondbacks taking on the Giants, join us for a great time. Tickets are very limited. Of course, it includes your ticket to Dbacks versus Giants in the pool. Also, complimentary food. There will be beverages during the entirety of the game. You'll take home a wonderful little towel, Diamondbacks towel. I'm going to have a whole collection of these things now, Damon. I can't wait. But
collection starts with 2, brother.
That's right. That's right. You get to hang out with me and this guy. We're going to have a blast. And we decided we're doing our show at 12 noon that day so that we can just go and get drunk in the pool with everybody. So
wow,
we're going to have a great time.
That's hashtag special.
It's hashtag special. We're also going to be very close for the Legends race, Damon. We'll be able to see it from there. We'll be able to root the guys on, at least at the starting line. But I don't know if the Legends race is as cool anymore after watching whatever the hell it was that we just watched in Atlanta between the Home Depot tools. Because, you know, these mascot races, they exist for lots of teams, right? I think Milwaukee was one of the first to have like a great one with their hot dog race up there, right? You got the brat, you got the chorizo, you got a bunch of great great dog-like entities taking on a race. You got the president's race, right, for the Washington Nationals. You got like Abe Lincoln and George Washington out there running around the diamond. But now we have the Braves and the Home Depot tools race. I know that I'm probably giving away entirely too many free ads, which is probably the purpose of the Home Depot tools race, because you can't talk about it being the Home Depot tools race without calling it the Home Depot tools race. That part of it feels gross to me, and it feels like this is bad, right? It feels desperate. It feels like a sponsor or a partner interfering and getting way too involved. The Braves, and like, it's not Home Depot Park. It's not like the owner of Home Depot owns the Braves.
So the owner, we were talking about this today, actually. The owner of Home Depot owns the Falcons.
Yes.
So there is an Atlanta connection here at play.
That's fine. Keep your damn tools over there at the Falcons games is my thought there, right? However, as Steve Berthiaume called for these particular tools, they were well behaved today, but yesterday's game, they were, as Steve called them, a drunken orgy of violence, Damon. And he was right. That's exactly what they were. Speaking as somebody that loves pro wrestling, I love the fact that a part of this race is these tools just viciously attacking each other while they race. Now I think every race should be like this. Now I want to see Randy Johnson beating the ever-loving crap out of Mark Grace and then having Luis Gonzalez come through, clothesline both of those jabronis and win and take first, right? This is what I need in life. I need mascots, fighting each other as part of this race. You got the Freeze just making people look like fools over there. Apparently, he doesn't even have a good win-loss record this year. But meanwhile, these Home Depot tools...
the Freeze is washed?
He's washed. Wow. These tools are stealing the show. They're still in the spotlight, quite frankly. And yeah, I think somebody said it. It was the most excited Bert has sounded in 6 years. It was crazy how over the moon he was for these tools fighting each other. See, that's that's the thing that brings me back to thinking this race isn't as stupid as I thought it was when it first started, Damon. I was going to attack them, but then again, with the video from yesterday, it turned me around fast.
It sounds like you've kind of talked yourself into this.
Well, all I need is for the mascots to attack each other. I don't care what the mascots actually are or what their link to the team is anymore. If they're going to fight each other, I'm all in. Especially if one of them's a drill who's like jabbing his drill at the other guys.
So we know we have now come to realize that Bert loves a good mascot.
He does.
He's a mascot man.
He also loves cursing pitchers for some reason, jinxing them, if you will.
Oh.
I've tried to tell you guys that magic isn't real and jinxes aren't real, but Bert makes me believe they're real.
Oh, for sure.
And he makes me believe he wants to jinx them so damn bad. But anyway.
Speaking of drunken orgies of violence, Derek, how about we take a peek at the NL West standings?
Yeah. That's a perfect description for this damn division. Oh, man. Well, at least...
We might have to keep that moving forward.
Yeah, we might need to... Yeah,
well, Damon, it's time for the drunken orgy of violence
known as the NL West. Dodgers sit atop at 37-24 with the Padres and the Giants kind of, I don't know, beating up on each other, or maybe the Padres are more beating up on the Giants in that particular series. But Padres sit at 35-25, Giants at 34-28. Diamondbacks now 1 game below 500 at 30-31. And again, this is all I ask. Just keep within shouting distance. Just make it a thing. Meanwhile, the Rockies swept the Marlins.
Are you ready to call it a win streak now, brother?
I am ready to call the Rockies a contender in the division. We need to get that infinity sign out of there, buddy. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. That might be too far. But
I mean, yesterday I brought it up. I said,
watch out.
Watch out for the Colorado Rockies. Because they're starting to go on a win streak, and you do not want to see the Rockies get hot.
No.
And now what?
No.
Now they're the hottest team in baseball.
No. Yeah. I don't think
you asked for it, Derek.
Yeah. Oh, they're still whatever, but we're gonna get out of here. We thank you guys so much for your time.
Mets up 6-0 on the Dodgers.
Mets
by the
up
way,
6-0 on the Dodgers. I've never been more excited about the Mets winning a baseball game. But all right, guys, we appreciate you so much for joining us. We will be back tomorrow with another post-game show. Early start. Let's get out of here and get some sleep. We need to eat breakfast cereal and watch the Diamondbacks go for the S word in this one. Join us for a post-game show tomorrow. In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter. I am at cap_caveman with a K. Damon is at Damon Dawg. That's DAWG. And we are all Damon's dogs. Bark, bark. Say it, Jesse Jr. Our show is at PHNX_Dbacks. But as always, all roads lead to at PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We love you guys. We thank you so much for everything. Did I miss a super chat there, Damon? Yes, we got Derek Foster says, almost to Derek's Dbacks WWE belt. Let's go. Thank you, fellow Derek, who knows how to spell it correctly and not the people at Starbucks that add extra R's and C's in there. And also BCSC says, Damon is my little baby. Don't tell Noah or Booker. We'll keep that one between us, BCSC. But again, thank you guys all for your wonderful super chats. Thank you for being here. We'll be back tomorrow, so make sure to join us for a post-game show tomorrow. Until then, behave yourselves, enjoy this win, and enjoy your evening. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun when Justin Martinez is throwing pitches in the strike zone.
We all silly like the mayor.